42 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. We're in Cape Cod. This is the Bass River Beauty House with the winter geraniums in bloom for Christmas. My mom always had Christmas cactus, but I don't know what happened. I do not. We've got a bright blue sky. That was a fast mover, wasn't it? It poured last night. Were you out in the rain at all? So got a bucket down here too, and there's no ice in it. This is day 4 in a row of our December thaw, and here's how much rain since Thanksgiving. 6.5 inches of rain, and this is the 5th Thursday in a row waking up with more rain in the bucket. It wasn't all rain. Some cases it was snow. Let's take a look at the moon. The waning, running very high, cold moon thanks to our lunar stand still. And there's the back edge of the cloud pushing off for a nice day. Cold air advection commences again, so it can't get much warmer than we were 48 hours ago. Temperatures this morning, about 7 o'clock. Not very cold, were they? In the 30s for the most part, and here around Cape Cod and the Boston area, still in the low 40s. But for a change, the air is coming from the west-northwest with colder air coming in from the right direction this time. And it's going to be a series of steps down in the temperature department, enough so that it may snow right here on this fairly still green grass on Cape Cod within about 48 hours. Let's check the webcam in our Steve-centric Shrewsbury, Steve's backyard webcam, and you can see the ice is barely hanging on. We will be rebuilding that ice. A temperature in the mid-30s. Looks like it was a little frosty, so in areas that it did rain, it turned somewhat icy this morning. Rainfall amounts, I would call it an overachiever here between Cape Cod and Boston. Looks like Marshfield, Massachusetts with the 0.9. Wow. And so this is the second time it's rained in 3 days. I'm just kicking that drought right out of New England. And here around Cape Cod, about a ½ inch or so. In the Boston area, more than a ½ inch. So we've got plenty of water, I guess. I don't think we have to worry about drought anymore. As for snowfall amounts coming in slow this morning. And I can go to some of my favorite cams. Jay Peak was still snowing, reported about 4 or 5 new. And also Mount Mansfield. The clock on the left is wrong. The digits in the upper right are correct. This platform tips over every morning between 5 and 6. And before it tipped over this morning, close to 6 inches of snow on Mount Mansfield. So it's a powder morning in the higher elevations of northern New England. Yay. It's the 3rd day in a row with snow in New England, and something like the 21st out of the last 23 days in a row with snow. A little aircraft going over up high there into the wind from the north-northwest. And I just saw a cloud, but it evaporated. I was going to say, look at that cloud. It was a cold air advection cloud. Colder air coming over the warmer water is going to produce ocean effect clouds. And more than just ocean effect snow on Cape Cod. Why don't we go back a little bit to Shrewsbury, and we'll do our cherry picking of models. And again, the consistency with the Canadian with snow tomorrow night has been amazing. All the other models kind of waffling back and forth, and more models are coming along with snow for tomorrow night. And this is the Canadian for Shrewsbury, and there's our colder air coming in, and there are our snowflakes coming in tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Not a lot, but enough to dust the ground and that ice, which will be solidifying. And the temperature bottoms out on Monday morning at about 5 or 6 degrees. And that's when the wind goes calm. And then on the backside of the high, look at that, snowflakes. It goes out now to Tuesday, Christmas Eve day, and Wednesday, as the temperature goes above freezing on Christmas. But if we can get that snow on Tuesday into Wednesday, that'd be something, huh? We've got a long way to go before we get there, because there's so many other things to watch. Why don't we start with the, now that it's in the short range, we'll go to the HRRR, which did a good job yesterday with today, and let's see how it does with tomorrow. So here's the HRRR. A few scattered showers of some rain or snow are possible today, and I think there is some upslope snow happening with the fronts coming across Vermont. And then tomorrow, there's an area of snow with an upper low coming at us, very light from the west, but then the ocean storm is coming closer now, kind of close enough. It's been wavering out to sea, inland, out to sea, inland, and now it's just close enough that that is snow on Cape Cod. Green is rain, blue is snow. Tomorrow night, between about, let's say, 5 p.m. and then 5 a.m. on Saturday, rain will have changed to snow all the way to Nantucket. Wow, and then that pulls out, and then we're in the serious cold air coming in. So how much snow? You can't go with a 10-to-1 ratio on this. It's not going to be a 10-to-1. But the beauty of the HRRR, it tries to take into account the ratio. So I'm going to show the snowfall that as the HRRR sees it, with more of a ratio of probably 5-to-1, really wet snow that will turn lighter at the very end, less dense. And there it is. Not so much for the coast of Connecticut, but for eastern Massachusetts, Cape Cod, all of us are vulnerable to at least a little snow. You can see there's kind of a gap there right over Shrewsbury. And then if we kind of take the cursor and put it over Brewster, Massachusetts, it shows 3 inches of snow in Brewster by Saturday morning. And I think where it does snow, it's probably going to stick around because we get the Arctic chill coming in after that. Cool. I didn't show the surface map yet, kind of going out of order. I wanted to show the surface map from this morning, show all the potential on the map. Look at all those fronts, the 10-10 low from last night, and then you've got several more low pressure systems with several fronts. So there are a lot of moving parts out there today that we have to watch. But now that we're within 48 hours, kind of high confidence that this next wave coming through, or a couple of waves tomorrow night, will have the precipitation. And then that high pressure system that's in central Canada finally comes in. So now we can go out to the Euro and go day by day. I'm going to stick with the Euro. It's not that different than the Canadian. With the low coming right across the water tomorrow night, upper level low with snow scattered around just about anywhere. There's an Arctic front coming through New England, so that could make snow just about anywhere. And then that ocean storm mostly clips just Rhode Island, Cape Cod, the coast of Maine. As that pulls out, it's windy, cold, high pressure's coming in, and there's still some instability. So I think we still have some dribs and drabs of snow in the mountains. Otherwise, mixture of sun and clouds, wintry chill around here. Hopefully you have some snow on the ground to make it look a little more festive. But it doesn't look like any travel problems. Now that high peaks right over us on Sunday night and Monday, and now it's on the backside of this high that the models are really in a tough jam, not knowing what to do. And here's that little bit of a short wave coming out of the Great Lakes and right into New England on Tuesday, into Wednesday. It looks like it's kind of dampening and weakening. And the Euro is the least bullish on any snow there Tuesday into Wednesday. I don't have a lot of time to stop these maps today, so I'm just going to keep it going. And now we're going to take it out. That high kind of stalled in southeastern Canada. Anytime you get a high stalled in southeastern Canada, that means the wind is from the east-northeast and the cold air is still here. Maybe not at all levels of the atmosphere, but it goes out now to Sunday, December 28th, or Saturday 28th, I'm sorry. It's next weekend, and it shows warm-ish type storm trying to come out of the Mississippi River Valley and toward us. But with that cold high to our northeast, it's not really going to get warm. May get warm enough for some melting, but not for a huge meltdown. So that's great. It was a year ago yesterday that we had that major meltdown. Just crushed the ski areas December 18th of last year. And so far, I don't see that happening in the Christmas vacation period, which would be unusual because it seems to happen all the time. All right, I hear the two-stroke engines over there. People are still doing their leaves. We still have green grass here. If you haven't done your leaves yet, maybe you'll be shoveling the leaves out of the nooks and crannies in your driveway and sidewalks. Coast-to-coast snow. There it is. In the mountains of the west getting the goods. A lot of cold in Canada. One after another storm coming in off the Pacific Ocean. And Dave Coldwater Storkman says, oh, never snows on the coast of Connecticut. And Euro doesn't show too much snow there, but if you look at the short range NAM, it shows quite a bit of snow on the coast of Connecticut tomorrow night. Maybe I'll use that guidance for you tomorrow. So there's potential. There's plenty of potential for a white Christmas. I know I seem a little bit obsessed with that. This is the very neighborhood I grew up in, and we used to sled right down these hills. And they're a lot steeper and longer when you're a little kid, but we could make it down from the front all the way down into what was Dick Chase's yard across the street. Now it's Gary and Mary. So the neighborhood hasn't changed too much in that direction, but when you start moving over this direction, All these houses are new. These were not here when I was a kid. And so we're all a friendly neighborhood. It's all great. And we take care of each other. If it snows, we're going to be out there helping one another. I used to shovel all the driveways in the neighborhood. $5-10. That was good. That was fun. And now, pro bono. If you see me walking around with a shovel, I'm your man. All right, here's the and more from yesterday. It's kind of eclectic. Tanker, TK talk. Got a guest coming this week, so I gotta clean the house today. I'm doing laundry. And I still haven't got to the post office. All right, we'll talk to you in 24 hours. Eiders fly fast. Eiders fly fast. Oh my goodness, is that a drone? Definitely. Oh, we're doomed. Noontime. Another tanker going by. Very unique looking bow deck. This one also with a crane on the deck. I don't know what they're transporting. It could be magnesium chloride, but I think there's already a huge pile over there at the shipyard. Quincy shipyard. Alright, get a further time lapse of this thing just buzzing in front between Weymouth and Boston. Again, you put one of these things on its stern and plant it next to one of those high rises, and it comes out as just about as taller than the Prudential. The old Hancock, which is what now? 2 Dalton? Whoops. Come on, focus. All right, here it comes. CB Pacific. Very good. Get a little eider going by. I'll get a little eider for a second. Lone male. Blue water, a reflection of the blue sky on this beautiful Wednesday. A couple things I forgot to mention. December 18th. Happy birthday. Jay Merchant. His dad, James B. And my dad, Albert E. Rest in peace, both of you. Went to elementary school at Ezra Baker together 75 years ago. Now in heaven watching. And why don't we inlay something from a year ago today, which is now a year ago yesterday, Cameron Barker's video from the top of Blue Hill in what looked like a hurricane that we were picking up after. December 18, 19, and beyond 2023. Hopefully none of that this year. It was close last week though, wasn't it? Wednesday, Thursday. It's always a Wednesday, Thursday. Well, the streak has been going for about 6 weeks now anyway with the Wednesday, Thursdays. Down in front, Pussy Willow. All right, how about waves and ducks? Too far away. What's that? Something different over there. Can we see it? What's that? DCR workboat, maybe? Just missed a fiery sunset. I was hoping to be in the car a little bit earlier. Was gonna. So construction is beginning on our wall here. Gusset, gusset. Time lapse of the day. Began to snow at J around 2. It says it's going to start to rain around here between 7 and 8, but hardly looks like it, does it? Machine's ready to go. Andrew and Sophie. Andrew and Sophie, hi! House on this road, North Street. UFOs are everywhere.
I know, Rex is not in there, buddy.
I know, sorry I didn't bring Rex. Lasers. And a totally clear sky, even though the rain is supposedly an hour and a half away. There's the tree I brought home from Vermont in 1987. There's another tree. It's some kind of random, I think it's a cedar. And there's another tree in here. Kevin built 3 trees. Off by a half hour. Fat raindrops just coming in. The stars were out at 7 o'clock and now it's 8:30. And they're pretty fat raindrops. Good night, everybody.